Welcome to What's New Today. My name is Eddie.
My name is Dabi.
And if today's your first time watching our videos or today's your first time being on What's New Today, please do subscribe and click on the bell button so that anytime we release a new video, you get to be one of the first people to watch our videos. So today we're looking at I think about a week or this week, this very week, Forbes Africa published African of the Year. And guess who it was? Our very own President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. I mean, the son of Edward Akufo-Addo. You know, I'm also Edward, so it runs in the family, you know.
So lots of people have had mixed, reactions. There are people who are happy, who believe yes, he really deserves being the African of the Year. And there are others, as you know, there are always two sides of the coin, who believe he's done nothing, absolutely nothing, both for the country and for its people, for him to be considered the African of the Year.
So let's take it from the title, African of the Year. It sounds like some people are more African than other people, and that's quite interesting. It's more like people who are really doing something African, so they become the African of the Year. So Forbes Africa did an interview with the president of Ghana, and I think through that interview in their magazine for the January 2022 edition, he has been named African of the Year. And in there they said he's someone who how do you call it?
So he's been able to use our resources.
I mean,
maintain our country. He's been able to
within the economy. So it's more or less like Akufo-Addo has been preaching about Africans being their own masters. I mean, harnessing their own strength and whatever that they produce
their own resources
for their own benefit.
African of the, year. Well, good, nice. What's the criteria? Criteria is by act of leadership. It's been able to bring, Africa into a new setting, trying to let the African know that, we can manage our resources. Good idea. But my sentiment to begin that we begin with we finding validation from people outside us. People that are not us, people that do not understand, that's my opinion, our struggles, do not understand our values, and we finding validation from those people. What I mean is, when we do an award, say a Ghanaian award, and we Ghanaians award ourselves, irrespective of the fact that the award may be fought with fraudulence or not. We do not respect the award, but when someone from somewhere who, in my opinion, does not understand the struggles or has not been even within the confines of our societal and cultural setting, chooses to say award somebody amongst us, then we're like, the person actually deserves it. And I'm not throwing any jabs on Forbes. I'm not saying Forbes. I mean, everybody has a right. Even me and you can decide we want to do an award, pick anybody whatsoever, and name them whatsoever we name them, and we'll be very right in our own mind, provided we do it according to our own criteria, according to our own setting. But the question is, what does this Forbes award, what does it mean to us as Ghanaians? What does it mean to us as African? Is this the first time? Why is it because now it's ours that we are so much looking into what the Forbes Awards is?
So I like the way your argument is going. Personally, fine, it is an achievement. We could say that it is nice. I mean, his face all over the magazine, African of the Year, people reading about it, Africans championing Africa. I mean, Africa's cause. The question is, as you said, what is the implication? What is the benefit to us? Because normally, what happens is when people from afar do some of these things, it's seen as something so important and it's held in high esteem. There's this saying, as they say, a prophet is not regarded in his own home. But then don't also forget there's also another saying that also say that the forest looks nice from afar. So sometimes when you are far and you are looking at things, it may look nice, but what is the implication? What is the people in Ghana, Ghanaians, do they also see what Forbes saw or Forbes is saying? Okay, if Akufo-Addo is championing using Africa's resources or Ghana's resources to champion African cause, we usually seek validation outside, and it's like when that comes, we feel like yes, we are really done well. I mean, we are doing well, and that has been the narration from our entertainment industry to what is happening now. I mean, to the extent that when leaders, executives get award outside, they recognize it so in high esteem, to the extent that now this sort of people think this validates the point that NPP is doing so well, the government doing so well. That is how come Forbes has been able to recognize the president for his good works. But then I think let's bring it home. That should be the conversation.
Yes, when we bring it home, I'd like to use certain key figures. What has been our GDP for the past 20 years? Has it been the best during Akufo-Addo's tenure? Has he doubled it? Has he increased it? Because if you see over the past 20 years, the spike was in 2013. I do not know why. And to surprise you, the spike we had in 2013 is roughly the same amount we're having now, somewhere between 60-70 billion, which I think is even funny for a country, African country, having what gold reserve, what God knows how many hundreds of billions, but some way, somehow our GDP is still 70 billion. Another conversation for another day. And then, so what exactly is the benchmark?
I will also like you to take it. I mean, let's come down to the layman. All these indicators you are mentioning, they are for the the level-headed. Come to the ordinary person, the street. What is the impact? I mean, through
how stable has prices been over the past 10 years?
Is it going up? Is it coming down? How are people able to afford for the things they need? Okay, all these things.
Employment, social amenities.
Exactly. Are these things reducing? Are they going up? Okay, is it something you can say that, okay, there has been a drastic change? I mean, a good change. A good change, because over the years, parties or presidential candidates have been talking about change, but we realized that the change, there's a negative change and a positive change. And normally when they come, it's only the negative change that we see, because prices keep going up. It's a change, of course, just like it's negative. So we need a positive change, and we can't really pinpoint and say that, okay, this sector is doing so well, this agriculture is doing so well,
but there's
education is doing so well.
Yes, like I said.
I mean, we can't say these things.
You can't say, but if you listen to the public, conversation, yes, they say agriculture has done so well over the past, 5-6 years.
How does that?
There's a conversation of we now export plantain to Burkina Faso.
No.
Wait, promoted local rice.
Hold on.
Yes.
If you talk about these things, that's what I'm saying. Let's come to the let's come to the grounds, the streets, where people buy this food on daily basis. Plantain now is expensive than before. Plantain sometimes you can't even get some. If you're exporting, your people cannot get some to buy, and you're exporting.
Apparently, we had excess. I think it was early this year.
Excess?
Yes.
And plantain,
we're exporting.
Are you serious?
We're exporting it to Burkina Faso.
Plantain has been so expensive that now if you go and buy, you go to a choba.
There's a report on that. Yes, sir.
I don't know how these reports are generated, because I don't know whether we have to go to the market and ask for prices, and because people are always complaining. We can go to the street and do a video, and people are always complaining.
With respect to price,
if you buy for full 5 cedis,
the market forces do not work in this country until there's a shortage, and then when the demand exceeds supply, then the price.
I don't know how.
But when the supply exceeds demand, we rarely see that dynamic in our market system, especially our local market system.
You know how I think this our leaders get the indicators. They go to the farms. Okay, that's where they pick the indicators. But mind you, the farms do not sell to the general public. There's a whole process that it passes through before it gets to the consumer. Okay, and before it gets to the consumer, the price has quadrupled.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you are using those indicators, if you go and they are selling plantain, the whole, how do you call it,
a bunch,
the whole bunch of plantain, they are selling it for 5 cedis. Don't think that is the cost of plantain. Before it will get to the market, it is like 50 cedis.
You have raised a very important point. The difference between the point of production and the sales point.
It's serious. The margin is
all boils down to our road network. Anyway,
so Anyway, he's still the African of the Year by Forbes.
Tell us what you think about this. Does he deserve being the African of the Year? If he yes, indeed deserves being the African of the Year, why do you think he's the African of the Year? And what does it mean for us to even have an African of the Year selected by Forbes? I mean, what impact does it have on our economy? Why don't we pick an African of the Year? And how relevant is even the African of the Year to us? Let us know what you think on your comments below.
And I think we're also gonna do our own magazine. We're gonna do the Ghanaian of the Year. Yeah, I think I'm gonna headline that, the first edition, Ghanaian of the Year.
Thanks for being with us. This is What's New Today. Hope to watch our other videos. Bye bye.
All right, bye.